Four-wheel drive enthusiasts near Queensland's capital city have always had plenty of touring options. Now though, choosing a journey is a bit easier. Photojournalist Danielle Lancaster has published a book covering 25 of the best four-wheel drive treks around the Brisbane region. Two of these treks take place on the planet's second largest sand island, North Stradbroke Island. Local Aboriginal people know the island as Djara, and it's also affectionately called Straddie. The ferry terminal in Cleveland is just 29 kilometers from Brisbane CBD, and from here the ferry ride across Moreton Bay takes about 45 minutes. So we're here doing one of Danielle Lancaster's 25 best treks around Brisbane. These are four-wheel drive treks, and we're going to do a surfing around Straddie one, Trek 5 in this book, which can take you one day if you want, but it's going to take us a couple because we're going to slow down and enjoy ourselves. Danielle, what excites you the most about the trek we're going to do in here, the number 5 one?
Quite a few things. I love that wide open beach, Main Beach, just getting on Main Beach and going for that run down. And there's so much history here on Stradbroke and so many exciting things, plus some great fishing.
We explore part of Straddie's history right away, stopping by the Dunnage Cemetery, not far from where we disembark. A sign here commemorates some of the cemetery's earliest burials, lives lost in 1850 following a typhoid epidemic aboard the ship Emigrant. The ship was delivering passengers to Dunwich, which had just been proclaimed a Moreton Bay quarantine station. From Dunwich, we travel northeast, veering left onto Beehive Road. The tides are low right now, and we're ready for our first beach drive. So rather than continuing left towards Amity Point, we continue straight towards Flinders Beach and pause to reduce the pressure in our tires. So what are you putting the tires down to?
I'm only going to go down to 20 today. The beach is looking really good. The exit and entries aren't, they're not too soft. So I think we should get through quite easily on 20.
With that, we motor out towards the Coral Sea's blue waters and head east towards the headlands, keeping to the 40km/h speed limit. Flinders Beach is named for navigator and scientist Matthew Flinders. In 1803, after enduring a shipwreck, Flinders and some of the crew rowed back to Sydney aboard the ship's cutter. En route, he sent some men onto North Stradbroke to look for water. Local Aboriginals directed them towards a spring east of these headlands at a site now known as Cylinder Beach. Making our way along Flinders Beach, we pass some dog-friendly beachfront campsites. We exit the beach just shy of Adder Rock Camping Ground, and the cabin we'll occupy for a couple nights. After checking into our cabin, we take in the view from nearby Point Lookout, then make our way down to Main Beach. Since the tides are still quite low, we intend to travel about 33 kilometers one way, all the way down to the bottom of the island, where the narrow Jumpinpin Channel, known as the Pin, separates North and South Stradbroke Islands. However, we quickly become distracted, particularly when one talented lady in our party starts digging for pippies, and then uses them to catch long worms in the sand. Yay! Sandworms are excellent fishing bait, and moments after throwing her line into the surf, my friend starts reeling in the whiting.
Lovely!
The next morning, we resume our journey towards the Pin, passing an osprey en route. Unfortunately, though, we come across some downed trees positioned just a little too close to the rising tides.
It's a high tide at the moment, even though it's only 3/4 an hour after low tide. There's a couple of trees down and the tides turn, and I'm just not going to risk it. I don't want to get down there and then we get stuck and we're down there for a few hours. So we're going to head back up and cross over Middle Road.
12.4-kilometer Middle Road connects Main Beach with Dunwich. We don't go far, though, before making a detour. Rough, soggy Fisherman's Road isn't included in Trek 5, but it is part of a more difficult trek in Danielle's book, the Keyhole Track, and it offers lots of sloppy four-wheel drive fun. When we've had our fill of puddles, we backtrack to Middle Road and resume Trek 5. Passing through a section of Naree Budjong Djara National Park, which protects about 50% of the island, we pause to stroll along the 5.2-kilometer return Blue Lake track. Straddie recently suffered some bushfires, and damage to vegetation is evident here. However, the forest is already showing signs of renewed life, and the silent, charred landscape is eerily and magnificently beautiful. Before heading back to the ferry on our final morning, I call into the Mana Lodge and Scuba Center, located right next to the Adder Rock camping ground. A short boat ride from the beach delivers me to the Mana Balmy. Graceful, elegant reef manta rays frequent this cleaning station between November and April each year, and for a full blessed hour I peer down, mesmerized, observing their underwater ballet. We leave Straddie in a four-wheel drive that's a fair bit filthier than when we arrived. Dirt is stuck beneath our toenails, and sand graces our hair, but our hearts are shiny and our smiles are huge. We know we're lucky to have adventures such as this one, particularly in a place that's so close to Brisbane.